AI holograms judging your gameplay, and robots pretending to be your friends? And the internet is officially snapping back with memes and insults.
CES 2026 is one of the most depressing things I've ever been to. I'm here looking for cool, fun tech. You know what I get? AI and everything. I know it's ironic that I'm wearing these glasses. These glasses are stupid and I'm giving them a stupid little review. But can somebody just make a cool product and not put AI in the name?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This week, nerd culture didn't just trend, it actually fractured. And we're going to talk about it. What's up, everybody? This is Cortland here, Court for short, checking in with you guys. Welcome back to Ghost Town Underground. Again, this is the home for keys. This is the place for those who remember what the internet was like in the 90s, right? It was chill, it was real. Uh, Times were simpler then, right? Um, And just to give you guys a little bit of background on what this segment is, I actually started this back in 2024, at the end of 2024, when I first kind of dipped my toe into content creation, not really knowing what I was doing, but now we're bringing it back, right? So, for my dudes out there, for my lady dudes out there, and for the chronically online scholars that just happen to dabble into any and everything, let's get into this week's nerdy news. If you've been on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, literally anywhere, you already know. CES, or the Consumer Electronics Show in 2026, hijacked the entire nerd timeline. And the star of the show wasn't phones, it wasn't TVs, or anything like that. It was AI, just everywhere. And not quiet AI, not AI that runs in the background. No, I'm talking about AI with opinions. AI with personalities. AI that looks like it wants to ask you how your day was. Razer dropped Project Ava, a glowing holographic AI assistant that sits on your desk, critiques your gameplay, gives advice, and honestly feels like a cyberpunk Tamagotchi for adults with disposable income. And some people love it, others are actually asking, why does my keyboard need a soul? Like, bro, just let me miss my shots in peace. I don't need somebody telling me, ooh, you missed that shot. Try again next time. Right? And this is where the vibe kind of shifted, right? As the week went on, the hype started cracking. Not because the tech was bad, but because it was just a bit too much. Reddit threads started calling CES what it felt like an AI buzzword convention, right? AI toothbrushes, AI pets, AI companions that swear they're not replacing human connection while aggressively trying to emotionally bond with you. And that's when people stopped being impressed and started to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? This isn't just tech fatigue, this is actually what some of us are calling nerd backlash. Because nerds really truthfully love technology, but they hate when it feels fake or forced or even a little bit soulless, right? And this brings up the term that absolutely took off this week on the internet: Microslop.
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Yes, I said it. Microslop. A meme nickname aimed at Microsoft's non-stop AI rollout. And it spread fast. Twitter ran with it. Reddit weaponized it, and suddenly nerd culture remembered its oldest tradition: roasting corporations. Anytime tech gets a little too corporate, a little too polished, too trust us, bro, this is really what you want, nerds respond with the jokes, with the meme, and slander. that you can never imagine. Because nothing humbles a $1 trillion company like a badly cropped meme. Like you can't beat it. Is this backlash justified though, or are people just scared of what's coming? Maybe we can have a conversation about that. Put your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion about it, right? It wasn't just AI this week. A few other things had nerd Twitter and Reddit in the chokehold, right? Gamers were deep in a debate about live service fatigue. And this kind of hits home to me because, I'm actually a gamer. I play games like Apex. I've dabbled in Fortnite. I know about Marvel Rivals. Now recently Arc Riders, right? Battle passes, microtransactions, always online nonsense. But there's actually a real sentiment that's brewing that gaming lost its soul chasing engagement metrics. And I don't know about that. That kind of feels maybe a little bit true, but we might visit that in another video. But basically, a lot of us are thinking, why does my $70 video game feel like a second job? And yeah, I kind of get that. You're always having to keep up with what's going on in the game, always having to keep up with the new buffs, the new nerfs, the new storyline, the new content, all that kind of stuff. It's really something that you have to commit to damn near every single day, really, if you want to be effective at it, if you want to be good at it, and if you want to have all the cool shit, because that's really what it is about, really. Just all the nice little gadgets and doohickeys that you can get. Um, but there's also growing fatigue around endless reboots, remakes, and cinematic universes. People aren't saying stop adapting nerd stuff. They're actually really saying adapt it with respect. And I actually get that. Yeah, no, that's 100%. Because look, I read comic books, DC, Marvel, all those kind of things, and it's the worst experience as a true enjoyer of that subject matter when you see somebody else um, reproduce it, but they don't really honor the original thing that made it great. Artists, writers, and nerd creatives are still clashing over AI generated content. Not is AI cool, but who controls creativity? And that debate is only getting louder. And while all of that is happening, the internet did what it always does during chaos. It just went backwards. All week, classic memes from 2010 resurfaced under what people are calling the great meme reset of 2026. Neon Cat, Uganda Knuckles, peak internet nonsense, right? And despite what some might think, this isn't random, it's comfort food. When everything feels optimized, AI generated, and corporate, people crave human messiness. And maybe that's why there's this resurgence of, memes, because if I remember correctly, people had to make those, right? So we know that a user created this, right? This isn't AI generated content. And maybe that's what is enjoyable about it. So here's the bigger picture. This week really wasn't about gadgets. Some could say it was about control. Who decides what tech feels like? Who decides what creativity looks like? And how much personality is too much personality for a machine? Nerd culture feels split right now, and that tension is something that we should not take for granted, and it's something that we should really pay attention to. I actually genuinely think that there's a divide forming, almost like a quiet battle between the traditional nerd curiosity driven, community based, and the modern nerd, optimized, monetized, and algorithm friendly. But I'm not going to dive into that. I actually really want to save that for a video in the future. But, for those of you that want to, do you think I'm on to something with that? Do you see that there is kind of this war between the traditional nerd and the modern nerd? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion about that. So, I hope you enjoyed this week's take on nerdy news. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications if you want to be a part of the conversation, and just be notified of when I'm dropping videos. Um, Stay curious, stay nerdy, and we out of here. Peace.